So as we continue to deal with the mindset of a kingdom woman, a kingdom wife, and a kingdom mother, we want to take a look at the lives of Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah. And in the book of Ruth, we're able to look at their mindset. So we know in the beginning that there was a great famine. We know in the beginning that Naomi, she had a husband, she had 2 sons, and all of them had died. And we're just setting the scene here. We know that Naomi was in a bitter time in her life. And Ruth and Orpah were her daughter-in-laws. So let's take a look at Ruth 1 in verse 19. Verse 19, so the 2 women went on until they came to Bethlehem. And when they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. And the women exclaimed, can this be Naomi? And Naomi said, don't call me Naomi, she told them. Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but Yahweh has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? Yahweh has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me. So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by Ruth the Moabite, her daughter-in-law, arriving in Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning. So throughout your life, you're going to have to continually evaluate where you are. There are questions that you're going to have to ask yourself. What is my purpose? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? And Naomi, I know she was asking herself all of these questions and more. As a matter of fact, she was at a place where she said, don't call me Naomi, which means pleasant. Call me Mara, which means bitter. And to take it even further, Mara, it actually means bitterness or chaos in the mind. So she was in a chaotic state at that particular time. So she is at a turning point in her life. She didn't realize that the next move that she was getting ready to make was her best move. She didn't know this. It was the beginning, as we said, of the barley harvest. Now, I've read this so many times, and when I saw that it was in the beginning of the barley harvest, it just lifted off the pages. I was like, oh my goodness. Does everybody see what time this is? Barley, there is significant. Every letter word of the Father's word has significance. There is nothing that he has done out of happenstance or just so happened to be. Everything is significant. So we know that it was right before the beginning of barley harvest. Barley, as we know, means something. Yeshua was a type of barley. Yeshua was a type of barley. Why? He could stand the heat. He could stand the pressure. He could stand the drought. So I said, wait a minute. Naomi had just stepped into something she didn't even realize. She had stepped in the timing of Elohim. She thought it was over for her. But guess what? She kept moving. So I want to encourage you today. I don't know where you are in your life, because we were talking about 3 people. We said there was Naomi, there was Ruth, and there was Orpah. And we're going to look at the mindset of each one of them. So let's look at barley. Let's just look a little bit about and learn a little bit more about barley. So we said that Yeshua was a type of barley. He could stand the heat and the pressure and the drought. Barley is the first crop of the yearly harvest cycle and ripens in the spring. In fact, the first month of the Hebrew year, Abib, which is green ears, has direct reference to the ripening of barley in that month. On the first day of that month, the priest would inspect the sheaf of barley to see if it had eared out yet. And if so, it was announced to all people that Passover would be observed in Jerusalem 2 weeks later. If the barley grain was still closed and with the grain covered by the husk, the priest would announce that they would have to wait another month. And then also the waved sheaf offering shortly after Passover was the first fruits of the barley that the priest offered to Elohim in the early spring. It was always waved on the day after the Sabbath, after the Passover. This day is called the Feast of the First Fruits of the Counting of the Omer. So although it looked like Naomi was out of time, she stepped into Elohim's timing around the time of Passover. And then, of course, dealing with unleavened bread and then the counting of the Omer. This was the timing. His timing is perfect. And this is what we need to realize as kingdom ambassadors. Sometimes when we're going through life and then life deals you something that it seems like you can't handle. And then you may be like Naomi and you're saying, you know what, just look, I've lost everything. I went in full and I came out empty. But his timing is perfect. And Naomi was getting ready to step into her promise.